Hey guys, it's me, Courtney. Welcome back to my channel. So today's video is about tips for parents whose kids have to travel as unaccompanied minors. If you've been following me on Instagram for a while, I've been sharing a lot more about Reese's unaccompanied minor travels. So we recently relocated from California to Arizona, and part of my move was being a single parent. I had to maintain Reese's dad's timeshare. Now, part of maintaining that timeshare when you're moving out of state is flying the kids back and forth or driving the kids back and forth. And I don't know if you've ever done that drive from Arizona to California, but it is long and it is boring. So I try to avoid driving at all costs. So for us, the most logical thing to do was to fly Reese as an unaccompanied minor. Now, a lot of parents choose to fly their kids as unaccompanied minors for a variety of reasons. Maybe you're like me and you have a custody order that you have to maintain, or maybe you want to send your kids to the grandparents for the summer. Whatever your reasoning is for having your child travel as an unaccompanied minor, I wanted to share with you guys some tips that I did to make things easier for Reese, to ease my peace of mind, and to make sure that she was safe. So tip number one is be cautious of the airline that you choose to fly your child on as an unaccompanied minor. For us, because we're located in Phoenix, we had a variety of airlines that we could choose from: American, United, Southwest, Spirit. There was a lot. For me, the airline of choice that we went with was Southwest. And the reason we picked Southwest was for a couple of reasons. Number one, they had the lowest price for unaccompanied minor fees. It's $50 each way, so $100 round trip when your child travels as an unaccompanied minor. If your child is 12 years old or older, they actually have a program that's called a youth traveler, where you actually don't pay the $50 unaccompanied minor fee. And so you just buy your regular airline ticket. So that will save you a lot of money. A lot of the other airlines that I looked into, they wanted like $100 round or one way, $150 one way. And I was like, y'all crazy, because the flight from Arizona to California is like $60. Okay. So I was paying more in unaccompanied minor fees. So it just didn't make sense. The other reason we went with Southwest has an amazing rewards program. So Reese was able to gain status on Southwest extremely quickly. So for us, we're actually at that point, I think it took her 9 months to get the Southwest Companion Pass. Now, if you're unfamiliar with the Southwest Companion Pass, what it is after you've made 100 segment flights, so 100 one ways, 50 round trips, then you qualify for a companion pass. And what that means is you can fly and bring somebody else with you for free. You just have to pay the taxes. So that was like a no-brainer for me. I was like, we are definitely going with Southwest because I can fly for free. As a matter of fact, we just took a trip to Costa Rica, and our trip to Costa Rica, I think our airline tickets were like $200 and something. But because she has the companion pass, I got to fly for free. So that was one of the reasons that we went with Southwest. Another reason we picked Southwest was just because their customer service is amazing. Both their flight attendants are amazing. Their customer service on the phone is amazing. So that was one of the reasons that we picked Southwest over any other airline. Number two, make sure that your child is familiar with flying before you send them as an unaccompanied minor. Flying can be really scary. Like, I'll be the first to admit, I still get kind of nervous myself flying. So imagine if you're like a 6-year-old, 7-year-old, 8-year-old, you're on a plane by yourself, dealing with turbulence, dealing with the announcements, all of that stuff. That's a lot to take on if your kid's never flown before. So Reese has been flying since she was 3 years old. So she was very, very familiar with the airplane, with the flight, with the airport in general. Like, my kid is the type of kid that even before she was 11, I was confident enough that I could have dropped her off at the curb and homegirl would have made it to the gate. No questions asked. Like, that's how confident she is in an airport. But if your kid is not like that, I suggest taking at least 3 to 4 flights with them and guiding them through the process and letting them take the lead. So what I would start off by doing is checking them in online, and then when you get to the airport, giving them their boarding pass and showing them what the items on the boarding pass are. Where is their gate number? Where is their seat number? What are the destinations that they're flying to? And then what I would do is I would basically hand Reese her ticket, and I would be like, find your gate. And I would fall behind, like maybe 20, 25 feet behind her. And I would just watch her go through the airport. And then as she made mistakes, I would stop her in the moment and I would correct it so that she would know going forward how to do it. Now she knows how to check herself in. She knows how to go through security. She knows how to find her gate. She knows what to do if her gate is changed. So that comes from just being familiar with the airport. So that's tip number 2. Tip number 3 is make sure that they have a way to communicate. I bought Reese a cell phone that she can call me on and she can text me on. So usually, even though she's 11, I still go with her to the gate and sit there and wait for her plane to take off. But I'll be honest with you, sometimes when she lands, security is a mess, and it would take more time for me to get to her than it would for her to get off the plane and get to me. So we have our whole routine. She knows when she gets off the plane, she turns on her phone, she calls me. Usually we FaceTime, and I'll FaceTime with her as she's walking through the airport. And she knows how, because we've done it so many times, she knows how to find her way out. But having a cell phone is critical. If she gets to her destination and her dad is late, or if something happens, there's an emergency, I don't want to have to depend on the flight attendants or the flight crew to reach out to me. I want her to be able to contact me if she needs to. So I always make sure that she travels with her cell phone. I always make sure that it's fully charged. And I always make sure that she has an extra charger, because Southwest has the plugs on the seats so that she can charge her phone. The other thing that I would do for tip number 4 is, while you're traveling with your child, get them used to turbulence, because I will tell you, like, even as an adult, like, turbulence scares the hell out of me still. Like, I will literally be sitting on a flight and I will be white knuckled the entire way. Reese doesn't even care. Like, it's fun for her. It's like an amusement park ride, and I'm sitting there like ready to die. But get your kids used to experiencing turbulence. Explain to them what it is. Get them used to being able to deal with things like their ears popping, and then also get them used to being able to speak up for themselves. Reese is the queen of the call light. Like, if something is not right, she'll ring the call light. If she wants more water, she'll ring the call light. So get them used to being able to advocate for themselves. So ask questions, speak up for themselves. If they want an extra snack, ask for it, things like that. The other thing that I like to do, tip number 5, I think, I'm not keeping track, but when you're picking your seat, make sure that you either pick a seat in the very, very front. So I like to pick the bulkhead because that's where the flight attendant's jump seats are. So if something happened and she needs help with her seatbelt or something like that, she's right there with them. And then if you're consistently traveling as often as like Reese does every weekend, we know like the entire flight crew. So like she gets on the plane, they're like, hey Reese, and she's like, oh my God, hey. So like they know her. So sit towards the front so that she has access to the flight attendants if need be. If the bulkhead is not available, the other option is to sit in the last row. Number 1, there's also jump seats in the last row too, so that flight attendants can get to her quickly. Number 2, most people avoid the last row altogether, so there's a chance of her having the entire row to herself and not having to worry about anybody else sitting there. And number 3, it's also close to the bathrooms as well, so that she can get up, go to the bathroom, and then get right back to her seat. So that's basically it. I just wanted to do a quick little video on what it's like for us when you have a child that's traveling as an unaccompanied minor. If you have any other questions, if your kiddo is taking their first flight and you have questions or they have questions, make sure to reach out to me, leave a comment down below, and I'll make sure to respond. If your kids have questions, they can leave a comment below too, or you can write the comment for them, and I will actually have Reese respond back, and she can give them a lowdown on what it's like flying as an unaccompanied minor. So once again, thanks for watching this video. I really appreciate it. If you could do me a huge favor and make sure you subscribe to this channel, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and if you have not done so already, make sure to turn on notifications so that every time I post a video, which is literally like once in a blue moon, I'm trying to get better about that. Anyways, you will get a notification. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next video. Happy travels. Bye.